Uh, I can only speak for myself. I'm not sure about the rest of the guys, but what I will say is I appreciate the fans that showed up tonight. It was a great atmosphere. It was loud, and I know it's easy to kind of write things off. Obviously, unfortunate what happened to JT, but we still got basketball to be played. I believe in this group, so don't count us out just yet.
On the phone. Find a way. Now, you gotta try to find a way with another one.
What is it about your team that's able to respond in these moments?
I mean, that's just who they are as people. I mean, just the character of those guys. A lot of these guys have been around the league a long time, and they've seen a lot. And to me, you just rely on the character of the guys, the togetherness, the staff. At the end of the day, you don't get to pick the test that you have. You just pick how you respond to them, and that's kind of how life works,
Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Boston Celtics forced a game 6, and in this one, they won this game against the Knicks, 127-102. So this one was a tough game for the Celtics because they are playing without Jason Tatum. He just underwent a surgery to fix his torn Achilles that he suffered in game 4. And in this one, their postseason careers just looked very bleak. And there was a high likelihood that they will have even dropped game 5. But unfortunately for the Knicks, they thought that they could be able to close out the Celtics, the defending champions, in game 5, but they couldn't. And the Celtics retaliated in the most aggressive way possible, blowing out the Knicks and defending their home floor. This game was at the TD Garden, and Game 6 will be in New York in the Madison Square Garden. So this has been a very interesting series. I mean, it's tough seeing Jason Tatum go down like that and that injury, and the other guys came out and stepped up. And Jaylen Brown, Derek White stepped up. Actually, Derek White in this game was the most important guy in this game because he's dropped a 34-point masterclass with a plus 26 efficiency. He was 9 of 16. He played 40 minutes in this one. He didn't even rest that much, and he was 9 of 16 from the field, and he was one of the most reliable pieces scoring wise. Then Jaylen Brown also was second in scoring with 26 points plus 28 efficiency, 9 of 17. And the other guys just came out and played. Drew Holiday was there with his 14. Al Horford with his 12. So I was very excited to see even Peyton Pritchard was in the fray with 17 points. Another key piece, Luke Cornett, was also doing some significant damage. Sam Hauser was there. So I was very excited to see the Celtics just pick up, even without Jason Tatum being there. He was the Celtics. Jason Tatum was the main focal point of the offense. Even in his absence, you can see the Celtics did not let up and they did not allow themselves to get beat like that. So the New York Knicks, Jaylen Brown, he fouled out the game at the fourth quarter with 7 minutes remaining in regulation. So he didn't finish off the game, and he had one of his worst games. He had 22 points, but in a minus 18 efficiency, and he was 7 of 17 and 7 of 9 from the free throw line. So that was very tough. Josh Hart, he tried his thing with 24 points. Actually, the leading scorer in this game for the New York Knicks. Mikal Bridges put out a dud game of 9 points and a plus minus for minus 25. So he was he just had a relatively poor game in this one. He was 4 of 14 from the field. OG Anunoby was 1 of 12. And Karl Anthony Towns with his 19 points and a minus 20 efficiency was 5 of 11. So without Jalen Brunson to be that guy at the clutch, the Knicks really struggled. So there's a high likelihood that this series can end in either game 6 or game 7. But will the Celtics be able to stay alive and force a game 7? That will depend if they can be able to stop the Knicks at home. If they can be able to steal home court advantage again, that is something that will really help. So before the Celtics even took the floor, the biggest star of the night, Jason Tatum, was out. So Joe Mazzulla had to find a way to be able to utilize the other guys on the roster. So the defending champions did not go down like that, and Derek White had 34 points in there, and the Celtics connected on 22 three-pointers to post their first home victory for the series, and first without Jason Tatum following his season-ending Achilles tendons injury. So it was tough losing JT, and losing JT like that was the worst because the Knicks were a force. They proved to be a force all the way from the start of the series in game one. So that was a tough one. So Jaylen Brown, he was there with 26 points and 12 assists. Peyton Pritchard, 17 with 5 3-pointers. So Peyton Pritchard, his ability to be able to knock down the three ball was exemplary, because every time he took the ball from downtown, he was knocking it down. And Luke Cornett, he finished with 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 blocks. So you can see Luke Cornett coming off the bench. He was that guy who was a defensive anchor. So a person who you've not seen very active in the regular season, but you could see the productivity that he offered. So he started the second half for Kristaps Porzingis, who played just 12 minutes. Mazzulla said Porzingis was having trouble breathing as he continued to deal with lingering viral illness. So there was that flu game. So the Celtics are looking to become just the 14th team in NBA history to come back down from a 3-1 deficit in 294 attempts. So there are multiple teams that have been able to come back down 3-1. We have seen the Denver Nuggets do it twice in one postseason against the Jazz and the Los Angeles Clippers. We've seen LeBron James, the Cavs, come back down 3-1 from the Golden State Warriors in the 2016 finals. So something that's possible. And I mean, the Celtics, you can't count them out, because even despite losing Jason Tatum, they have still been that team that you just have to be wary, and they have a very good roster. So Josh Hart led the Knicks with 24 points, despite briefly leaving the game late in the first quarter due to a bloody gash over his eye after he took an elbow in the face. So that was very tough, because it was so much blood, and I was very scared for this guy. So that's just about it. So it was crazy. So Jalen Brunson had added 22 points before falling out with about 7 minutes of playing the game in regulation. So that was a crazy thing that happened, because Jalen Brunson has been that guy that carries this team in the clutch, and without his services at the end of the game, that's what happened, and the lead balloon, because Jalen Brunson has been one of the most unguardable players. Even when he was playing for the Dallas Mavericks, I saw him break out in the 2022 postseason, helping Luka Doncic to make it to the West Finals with the Dallas Mavericks. And every single time when he's been playing for the Knicks, he has been sensational. He has been that guy who's the most reliable option, especially down the stretch. So the Boston Celtics closed down the third quarter on a 23-9 run and took a 91-76 lead into the fourth. And Brunson spent the final 2:45 on the third on the bench after picking up his fifth foul. So that was crazy, because his defense was out, because he fouled like 5 times, and in the sixth foul, when it was whistled early in the fourth quarter, he just had to step out. So I mean, Tom Thibodeau had no options, because without Jalen Brunson there was no scoring threat, and there was no scoring productivity. That's the reason as to why they lost this game. So the Celtics still kept it going the final period, and they were able to push that lead as high as 28 points. So the game was highly physical throughout, and included a brief face-to-face, skirmish between Hart and Brown. So that's something that I also took note of. It was a very physical one, especially in the postseason. The majority of the NBA fights happen in the postseason, so that's not a surprise. So that energy also, being aggressive, carried itself over offensively. The Celtics came out hot, getting 5 threes from Derek White and 12 total in the opening 24 minutes. So, I mean, this whole series can end up even playing out 7 games, because that never say die attitude from the Boston Celtics helped them to be able to overcome things. And also a bit of the fouling out from Jalen Brunson. The focal point of the Knicks offense not being able to finish off the game was the main reason as to why the Celtics were able to do it, even without Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's value cannot be underestimated, because this is a guy that even when he tore his Achilles, he had dropped 44 points in that game. So, I mean, that game 4. So he was a very reliable piece there. So, I mean, the Knicks are a team that, I mean, they have the services of Karl Anthony Towns. They got from that trade when the Knicks flipped Julius Randle to Karl Anthony Towns. So I'm very excited. I mean, this is going to be one of those interesting series to watch, because in game 1, you could see the Knicks won that game with 3 points. They were to steal both game 1 and game 2. and they're able to steal home court advantage. And the only game that the Celtics were able to win on was on the road in Madison Square Garden, and that game ended 115-93 in Game 3. Then in Game 4, the Knicks defended home court. They beat the Celtics 121-113. Then the Celtics, for the first time in this series, they were able to win a game at the TD Garden, something that proved to be very difficult in Game 1 and Game 2. So, I mean, I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen in Game 6, and Game 6 is going to be fire, because I expect to see a lot of fire. I expect to see a lot of fight from the Celtics, because the Celtics, they're the defending champions. I mean, they just cannot just get beat in 5 like that. I mean, all things just went downhill when JT went down, but it is what it is. I mean, the playoffs, anything can happen in the playoffs, and the New York Knicks have shown that they can be able to steal home court advantage from the defending champions, who are a higher seeded team. I mean, the Celtics in this season, they were 61-21, and they showed that they are not one-time champions like that. They know they have the ability to go ahead and do some damage even after winning the championship. They're still hungry to win it. And the New York Knicks, coming off a season when they won 51 games, I mean, they're very good. So, I mean, I'm waiting to see Game 6, and hopefully there's a Game 7 in this series, because if there is, it's going to be a bloodbath. But Game 6 is that is there, set on the horizon, and I can't wait to see it. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below. What you think about this season? What you think about this postseason? What has happened so far? And I'm just enjoying every single minute of it. So like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get notified, and I'm out. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Eric, seeing Luke step up the way he did, I mean, he was barking at the crowd in the third quarter. Like, how hyped up did that get you guys? Like, just what did that mean to see that, along with, like, the actual impact he made on changing that game?
Yeah, he was unbelievable. I mean, came in and just seemed to be always in the right position, and 7 blocks is crazy, and he was unbelievable tonight and really stepped up when we needed him. So he's had a great season, and it was big time for us tonight.
Were you guys barking with him?
Yeah, I was barking with him. It's just fun to see him do that.
Well, first, let's talk about who we're playing. We're talking about the Celtics, defending champs, a team with a lot of experience, a team that just, I mean, obviously we've seen what they've been able to do over the past couple of years, obviously winning last year and what they've been able to do before that. So we're playing a really good team. And so obviously we don't want to be minus 22 coming into tonight, but we got to understand who we're facing, and we need to be better, flat out. That's what that means.
But Cornette stepped up. Everybody stepped up. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. They can win in Boston. I mean, excuse me, in New York, because they can play free. They're gonna have the best player in the game first and foremost.
Cool.
Which, Jaylen Brown.
He's not better than Brunson. You crazy?
Well, I disagree.
You crazy?
I mean, I love Brunson, but Jaylen Brown's going to be the best player in that game. The amount of pressure is going to be on New York, because I think it's a must-win for the Knicks, in my personal opinion. And the amount of pressure that's going to be on those guys, man, it's going to be fun to watch that game.
Jaylen, congratulations. You've been the MVP before, but you didn't have to carry the whole load tonight. What an incredible team effort. What was it like seeing everyone excelling in their own positions to carry this load without Jason?
It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun tonight. We came out and played team basketball. We got contributions from everybody, and it was fun.
Defensively, how were you able to keep Brunson at bay and specifically put the pressure on him defensively where he got in the foul trouble?
Yeah, just trying to stay in between him and the ball. You know what I mean? Just try to stay without fouling and just bring energy and effort. Defense is just hard, so who won it the most?
We know Jason was watching. Anything you'd like to say to your teammate?
Yeah, that one's for JT. Get well, bro.
All right, thanks so much. Congrats. Good luck in New York.